Here's an interview from one of our past shows on Rock and Metal Revival. If you're interested in hearing full shows, go to our Facebook page and check out our list of affiliates for times and places where you can hear Rock and Metal Revival.
That was Play the Game Tonight, a Kansas cover off the new covers album by called Raised on Radio from Ronnie Romero. And on the phone, I have the man himself, Ronnie Romero. Welcome back to the Rock and Metal Revival, Ronnie.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
So, how did the idea for this album or project come together, and how did you find time with everything else you have going?
Actually, was an idea from the record label because they were chasing me for the last couple of years, trying to convince me to make a solo record. You know.
Oh yeah.
I was not too much into the idea because. For me, when a singer makes a solo record, it must be when you are like already 20, 30 years of career and you are getting boring of your band and you want to do something different. But obviously that was not my case because I was doing a lot of different things that fulfill already my music interesting.
Yeah.
So I didn't thought it was an idea that to make a solo record would bring something new and different to the fans and to the listeners.
Yeah.
So I was not too much into the idea.
Yeah, I dig it. I mean, you really dug into the catalogs of the artists that you chose to cover. Now, were these some songs you played in like cover bands growing up or something, or just?
Yeah, I mean, when we decided to make a cover album, and I say, okay, this is not going to be the typical cover album that. The song's going to be the typical songs that the people would expect me to sing, because I know all the people expect me to sing Dio or Rainbow or whatever it is, or even Whitesnake. And I say, okay, I want to do it, but I want to do something like I want to make the people feel in the same way I feel when I'm listening music as a fan of music. When you're just listening something in the radio and then suddenly you say, oh, I love that song, and I didn't remember that I love it that much. So for me, it was to try some songs that they're not too much popular and even some underrated songs and singers.
Yeah.
And that was the main reason that we picked up all the songs.
Now, your version of Queen's I Was Born to Love You, man, I wasn't expecting that. You sound so good on that. Man, I couldn't believe it. With the layers of guitars and the layers of vocals that you put, man, how long did that take to put together?
Queen was one of my favorite bands, and with this guitar player on this song, he's a good friend of mine from Spain, and we play Queen together many times. Also, he's an official ambassador of the Red Special from Brian May, so he knows really well how to play the song.
Nice.
And for me, it's easy in the way that Freddie is one of my main influences.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun doing it. And we put like a 20 vocal tracks to make it sound closer to the original. But it was fun.
Wow, yeah, because I could hear it. I was like, geez, that's so thick. It's like crazy. Now, your guitarist on this album, is it one guitarist through the whole album or not? Because he shreds, man. He just really gives everything a little boost to steroids, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, the main guitar player is Sergeant from the band called The Big Deal that they're working with Frontiers right now. He's the main guitar player on the album, but then there is a couple of guests that I wanted to bring in, like Danny Gomez in this Freddie Mercury song, because he's very good doing Queen. And then in the All Along the Watchtower from Bob Dylan, I really wanted to bring a good friend of mine from Chile, who is the guy we put our first band ever together when we were 14 years old.
Oh, wow.
And we used to play that song together.
Wow.
So for me, it was a kind of a cool thing to bring in again and to play the song together again.
That's a real interesting arrangement you got on that song, too. I really like that.
In this specific case, we wanted to sound different because, that song, it was covered many times already.
Oh, yeah.
Even by Jimi Hendrix. Mm-hmm. So obviously we wanted to go a little, different.
Yeah, definitely. Really like it. Now, Carolina County Ball is really digging deep into the Ronnie James Dio catalog. You guys really slam on it, man. It's really good. How many other Dio songs did you consider?
Actually, and obviously because I'm related with Rainbow and with Richie Blackmore.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
because of the most of the times, the people say that my vocal sounds similar to Ronnie James Dio. Obviously, I wanted to, and because it's one of my influences, I wanted to put a Dio song. But I didn't want to go, as I told you before, like typical expected.
Yeah,
you know,
like
songs.
Holy Diver or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So what I did was to go on the Elf catalog, because for me this is my personal opinion. This was the period of time where Dio sounded more natural and more like a pure the singer, because it was before Rainbow, and it sounded with a lot of different colors and a lot of different ways to sing, more clean. So you can really hear the real Ronnie James Dio on that band. And that's what I wanted to try that song. It's one of my favorite records anyway, the Carolina County Ball.
Oh man, you did a great job on that. Now this album is remarkable, and of the vocalists that you covered on here, which one had the most influence on you growing up?
I can say that every song that I picked up is related with the memory of my life, because. And so that means that every song influenced me a lot, because every band that is in the record, I was listening since I was a kid with my father. I mean, I feel grateful enough to say that my father, he was a huge fan of classic rock music. So nice. I was listening all the songs since I was a kid. So obviously every song is a part of my life. So obviously it influenced me a lot.
Nice. Now, with Lords of Black, Sunstorm, Rainbow, the Michael Schenker group, how do you just choose, and now with this solo release, how do you choose where your time's going to go next? I mean, do you put everybody's name in a hat and pick a name out? Okay, give them a call. I'm coming over.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's easy, because while you are organized, everything works really well, and it works for me the last 5 years, 6 years. For example, now we just finished this album, and then we're gonna go with the Sandstorm record, and then I will be in tour with Michael Schenker for the rest of the year.
Nice.
On fall, we are going to America, for example, with Michael Schenker, and that's it by the moment. It's not too much to do, because of after the pandemic. Everything is getting back to normal, but not that much still. So we're just trying to do as much as we can.
Yeah. So how many other cover songs did you record? I mean, because I imagine you didn't just record just these.
Actually, we recorded songs for a second album.
Okay, right. Cool. Good to hear.
Because the plan is to release 3 albums.
Oh. Nice.
The first one is this one, Raised on Radio. The second one, it will be called Raised on Heavy Radio. So as you can imagine, it's going to have
heavier,
more heavy metal songs.
Oh, nice.
But it's going to be the same thing, like B-sides and more underrated songs.
Okay, awesome.
And then the third album, it's going to be an album with only original songs that we had already worked on it.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Yeah. I was hoping to hear something like that. Now, let's see, on Michael Schenker's upcoming album, you're the featured vocalist, I guess, right? On Universal, album coming out?
Yeah, the album is coming out next month, and again, as in the last one, I am the main singer in the album, and there is a couple of guest appearances, like Rob Shippers from Primal Fear and Michael Kiske from Hellwind.
Oh, cool. So when Michael comes to the U.S., will we be seeing you on tour too with him?
Yeah.
Awesome. Because I watched some of the KKs from some of the video from with Michael playing at KK Steel Mill, and dude, how do you sing all those there's like 4 or 5, 6 different singers that you have to be able to kind of cover to do Michael Schenker's music. I mean, he's got so many different singers he's had through his career. Which one do you like to sing the most besides, of course, your stuff?
With Michael Schenker, because it's the same thing with Rainbow, but with Michael Schenker, probably my favorite is Gary Barden. Probably for me it's more, because it's more challenging, you know, in the way that it's totally different and totally out of my vocal style. So it's more challenging, more fun to me to do it. It's very melodic, you know, and it's great. So I enjoy it a lot when we play Cry for the Nations and that kind of things.
Nice. I loved your version on the video that I saw. Now,
Thank you.
Let's see. So who else was involved on the project as far as your drummer and bass player, keyboard, any of that?
In my solo album, it was there were my 2 bandmates of Lords of Black in the past, like the drummer Andy C and the bass player Javi.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I really wanted to bring them to the lineup because they're very talented, and I really trust in them, and we did music together before, so it makes sense to count on them. And then there's Alessandro Del Vecchio, the producer, and he's doing the keyboards.
Oh, okay.
Then is the guitar player from The Big Deal doing the main guitars, and then a couple of guitarists as a guest appearance. And that's it. But it's going to be pretty much the same lineup for the next 2 albums.
Okay. Will there be what's going to surprise us on the next one with the heavier songs?
There is some cool surprises because it's going to be the same thing like the B-sides and the people that don't expect me to sing, but probably, you know, for example, from Black Sabbath, it's definitely going to be from the Tony Martin era.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. We are still trying to figure out if it's going to be Headless Cross or The Shining, something like that.
Oh, cool.
And and then there will be something. In this case, there will be something from Rainbow, but it's going to be something different as well.
Okay.
And then something from Deep Purple, but not the typical song as well.
Ah, cool. Well,
Yeah.
Ronnie, me and Rhett both love this album so far.
Thank you.
Is there a favorite track that you'd like to go out of the interview with? Something. I mean, they're all
challenging for me. The more challenging for me, and I'm still thinking that it's impossible to replicate, is Robert Plant and Led Zeppelin, Since I've Been Loving You.
Oh, awesome. Well, we'll go out with that. Here's Ronnie Romero with a cover of Led Zeppelin's Since I've Been Loving You on Rock and Metal Revival.